Hello.
Oh,
It is week 9.
yeah.
Not so after this week, it'll be more than half. Well, I guess it'll be half over, right? 18 weeks, 17 games. Everyone gets a bye.
Mm.
Speaking of buys, bye teams week 9 are Browns, Jets, Eagles, Bucks.
Oh no, not the Jets.
Yeah, they got a win and now they're partying all week. So last week we were just chatting about this. Like there was a lot of teams on bye, and it was kind
Mm.
of a weird week. There was a lot of blowouts and just kind of
Tinky.
our picks were bad.
Mm.
So let's touch on that real quick,
Mm.
and then move on. So I went. Okay, so the Ravens game, I said if Lamar doesn't play, obviously it's off the board.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to count that. The Ravens smashed the Bears, but I'm not counting it, obviously, because it changed dramatically when Lamar didn't play. So I do not get that one. The only one I got was the Jets, which, depending how you look at it, was kind of lucky. They were down by 15 points in the fourth quarter, and then they end up winning it.
Jets to win the division now. You think they're just going to go on
Yeah,
an amazing hot streak?
probably.
Win out?
Let's think about this. Patriots are 6-2. So if the Jets win every game, they won't win the division. If we extrapolate.
Let's think about that for a minute. The Patriots seem to have found Tom Brady 2.0, so good for them, I guess. God bless.
Yeah, I mean, there's like two or three teams in the NFL that just know how to get a quarterback consistently, and they just have the secret, and they're not telling anyone else. But
I mean, yeah, that one feels like luck. To be honest, you're going to find the next Tom Brady coming out of North Carolina. You deserve whatever it is you're going to get from that.
right.
I mean, good. Yeah, God bless. That was an amazing pick.
So isn't that's kind of funny? So Belichick's with the Patriots, and then he jumps down to North Carolina.
Yep.
Mays with North Carolina, he jumps up to the Patriots. Belichick had no influence on him, but it's kind of, I mean, I don't know.
It is a weird,
interesting.
yeah, it's weird synergies there, or non synergies. I don't know, connections, coincidences. Vrabel's just a good coach, and we're not even talking about the Patriots.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick,
Yep.
I got the Jets, and the rest of them we got wrong. So you missed the Giants, I missed the Browns, you missed the Saints. We both got the Cowboys wrong. We both got the Steelers wrong. I think historically, when we're both on one side, it's like
Not good.
wrong, like 75% of the time.
So are the Steelers cooked now? Are they done? Is it the Ravens? They've lost two in a row, and they were competitive in that game. The Steelers were competitive in that game for a little bit, and then I just feel like Rodgers. There was a point at which I was watching, and it was like Rodgers is not going to be able to bring them back.
Yeah,
it just didn't feel like he was going to have it. Right? He wasn't mobile enough. He wasn't. Pocket presence wasn't there.
yeah. So that game was weird. I didn't watch a ton of the first half. So the Steelers were up 16-7 at half, I think. So seemed like in control, and I think they even got the second half kickoff. So they get the second half kickoff, and they go down, and it's like 4th and 8, or no, it's like 3rd and 8, and Rodgers draws the guy off sides. He's way off sides, and they don't throw the flag, and then they have this big conference, and they say there's no foul on the play. Like it's like they were too proud to like
is really kind of
admit that they were wrong. It was so crazy. So 3rd and 8, Rodgers thinks he has a free play, so he throws one downfield. I think was that also the play where they went through the guy's back and like it probably should have been pass interference too. Anyway, so then it's 4th and 8, and he's like, it was, I don't know, it was the biggest no call that should have been a call in a while that I've seen, and they didn't call it. And then it like the Packers end up scoring, and then the momentum just completely switched, and then the Packers blew them out. But yeah, I don't know. The Steelers probably played about as well as they could in the first half, and then if you let the Packers hang around, they're going to beat most teams, and that's just kind of what happened. So I don't know if I'd say they're cooked. They're 5-3, and Bengals are in second at 3-5, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and the Bengals just lost to the Jets at home. It's like, although Now I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna like toot my own horn, but that was the one I did get right. The Bengals, even though they got up, they still like. How do you blow that to the Jets at home? It's
Like
like
23 points in the fourth quarter or something for the Jets.
yeah. And now one thing to monitor is Flacco hurt his throwing shoulder, but then he came back and finished the game. So I don't know. I think he's maybe truly questionable this week. Obviously, if the Bengals have any chance of getting to 500 and making a playoff push, he needs to be healthy. So we'll see how that goes. And the Bengals play your Bears this week. So
they do. Watch out.
Yeah. All right. So that was bad.
Mm.
I'm 1-3. You were 0-4. Let's turn the page. Let's go to week 9.
9.
We've got, like I said, 4 teams on bye. So that means we got 14 games. Last week we had, I think, 6 teams on bye. So last week was the biggest kind of bye week of the season. I think the most teams were on bye.
A lot of good teams.
Yeah.
A lot of good teams on bye. Like 3/4 of the NFC West on bye last week. Weird.
Yeah.
The turn page, like you said.
All right. So Thursday. So tomorrow night.
Yes.
We've got the Ravens at the Dolphins. I said Ravens by 3.
The Ravens giving 4.5.
So it was like over 7, I think, at one point. I don't know what.
Lamar. I mean, this just has to be Lamar coming back, right?
Right. So Ravens minus 7.5. So you get that one. This is one of the most. I mean, I don't miss lines by 4.5 points very often. This one, even with so here's what I did.
Yeah.
I said if Lamar plays, it's probably like 5 or 6. If he doesn't play, it's probably maybe a pick 'em somewhere in there. So I kind of settled in between. But what? So the Dolphins just beat the Falcons.
They did 10 by 34-10. But is Tua hurt?
Okay, that would make a lot of sense. I guess.
I thought maybe not.
Okay, so I didn't think he was.
I thought I heard that he was.
Anyway, so obviously, if it's 7.5, that means Lamar's going to play. But I mean, yeah, the Ravens, obviously their defense got a little bit healthy, but this is a 2-6 team on the road, and you're giving them they're giving up 7.5 to a team that just beat. I mean, you score, what did you say, 34-10?
I think it was 34-10, yeah.
34 on the Falcons defense. Like, I don't know. This is crazy to me.
It was a good team. The Falcons were like a good. The Falcons are Jekyll and Hyde. Who knows what you're going to get, right? Because the Panthers blanked them. But yeah, 34 points is not nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, real quick on the Falcons, I think they're a very, very talented team. I don't know that they always have the best game plan and that they're always real prepared. And their quarterback play has been super inconsistent.
Up and down.
When they play perfect, they beat good teams. When they don't, they suck. So,
but Penix went out in that game because Kirk Cousins came in.
No, Penix never played.
He didn't play. Oh, that's right. He never played.
Yeah, bone bruise. So that was Cousins.
Yeah. So that's another reason why they're not giving the Dolphins much love, because it was a Kirk Cousins performance. Also, Tua had a mysterious illness this past weekend that caused his eye to swell, but he did play. So that's what I had read.
The swelling eye. It's just like a Halloween thing.
That sounds like a great Halloween story.
Turn it into a costume, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so this one is crazy. I don't understand why it's that much, even with Lamar playing. So I'm not picking it. Obviously, I'm staying away from that. I guess when the Dolphins have had a little bit of success, the next week they tend to just play really, really bad again. So I don't know. Maybe there's something going on there, or maybe Lamar's back. The defense looked good. Maybe there's really reason to believe that they're going to return to what they were supposed to be this year. Who knows? And then the Ravens might be facing some fines or even losing draft picks because of the Lamar reporting.
Yeah. So something happened. Like he was practicing, but then he didn't, and so they lied or they didn't. I don't know. Yes, there's issues there.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know the details of what happened there, but apparently it's like one of the biggest like
Scandals. Yeah.
deals, like misreporting of his
Yeah.
injury in a while. I don't know.
It's not fake poker games, but it is, yeah, a scandal.
Yeah.
I guess they weren't fake, but
All right. So
fixed poker games.
obviously, my head says Ravens because it doesn't make sense. And it seems like it's going to be one of those where the Ravens win by 21 points. But also, like, you're getting a home dog at more than a touchdown. It's just the line is bizarre to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So just leave it alone, right? Rank it low and to pick them. All right, so that's Thursday. Hopefully it's a entertaining game, at least something to watch the day before Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Niners off a loss to the Texans against the Giants, who got smoked by the Eagles. That I should have picked the Eagles in that. They needed revenge. They're starting to play better. I mean, that just Scadaboo's ankle turned into like mush.
Oh, R.I.P. man.
Yeah,
he was so fun. I can't wait for him to come back. What about? Did they win that game if he doesn't go out?
I don't know. What was the score when he went out? I have no idea.
I don't remember. I don't think that they were going to win the game if he stayed in. But I mean, it was 20. They lost by 18 points.
Right.
I do think some of the fight went out of him after that, but because it was pretty gruesome the way he got injured. But yeah, I mean, the Eagles just kind of destroyed him.
Right.
Just destroyed him.
Yeah. So both these teams off a loss. The Niners kind of got beat pretty bad by the Texans too. So like that was another one.
Good.
That was another one. Was like, why are the Texans favored? If you find yourself asking like, this doesn't make any sense, usually Vegas is right and your thinking is wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. So that should have been a Texans pick probably too. But I don't know. Like the Texans offensive line is so bad. You couldn't really trust them. Okay, so I'm just going to keep assuming Purdy isn't playing week to week because he hasn't played much. Yep. So you got Mac Jones on the road at the Giants. I said Niners by 3.5.
The Niners giving 2.5.
It is exactly 2.5. Niners minus 2.5. You nailed it.
I mean, it's just everything you just said. I feel like the Niners, like, they're 5-2, and they were fighting all of these injuries. All their best players of defense are out now. Their quarterback is out, and I think what was interesting about it is the quarterback play didn't seem to fall off too much, and Mac Jones really seems to be having, even this past week, he didn't have stellar numbers, but he did have 2 touchdowns against 1 pick. I don't know. I just think it's their injuries and the weight of the season is going to catch up to the Niners. I think that's where this line is living. And then the other piece is you've got the cross-country travel, which always impacts lines and scoring, right? You go East Coast, West Coast, or West Coast, East Coast. I think that has an impact. And I think the other thing that's playing on this line a little bit is I don't think people know what they've got in the Giants yet. Right. I think Jackson Dart is still a bit of a mystery. And I think because of that, there's always the possibility that he just explodes, right? For like 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, right? Something really crazy like that. And the Niners just can't stop him. But I think on paper, the Niners are the better team. That's why you're seeing
the
line here.
Yeah. I mean, the Giants, their defense can look like a top 5 defense. Their offense can look like a top 5 offense at times. And then they're like a lot of teams are inconsistent, but like for a team that has 2 wins, I think they're one of the most interesting and
for sure
fun to watch teams. Yeah. So yeah, like if they can, incredible. Right? If they can get some consistency, I mean, they on a given night they can beat most teams in the league. But so I still don't know. This seems like it should be more than a field goal or at least a field goal, and it's not. So that makes me, and then I wasn't thinking about the cross country travel. The Niners obviously don't want to lose 2 in a row, but This being less than 3, I have a feeling most people are going to lean towards the Niners, like, oh, they only need to win by a field goal. They're clearly the better team, and kind of overlook the travel aspect and that the Giants have been frisky and are playing at home and whatnot. So this is always a pick on the home dog for me. So I'll take the Giants for 2 stars.
2 stars. Gotcha.
Trying to get back on the winning ways. Okay. Let's move on. We've got the Chargers at the Titans. Chargers. I said Chargers by 11.
I went light, and I went Chargers giving 5.5.
All right. Well, this is like 10 or something. Open at 9.5. It's mostly 9.5. So I get that one. You're up 2-1. Okay. Chargers play the Vikings on Thursday. Extra rest time, extra time to figure out their cross-country travel plans from LA to Tennessee. The Titans are horrible. I think the Titans need to play the Saints to determine who the worst team in the league is, right? Is there anyone else who's as bad as them?
The Jets are worse, probably.
Yes.
Record-wise.
I think that okay, so I'm going to say I think the Titans are definitely the worst team. I mean, they just I don't know. Again, we spend a lot of time talking about bad teams, but if the Titans, Jets, and Saints played a round robin, I think the Titans probably lose both games, and the Jets and Saints might be a good game, but I don't want to see that, so I'm going to stop talking about it.
So you're right, though, in terms of the actual official rankings. In the AFC, the Titans are 16 and the Jets are 15, both at 1 loss. Or, excuse me, 1 win and 7 losses, and then the Saints are 1-7 as well. Yeah, I mean, I think there's no question those are the 3 worst teams.
Right. So you got the Chargers at the Titans. The Chargers, Joe Alt is healthy. He played really well. You could see it just made a difference. Like, you're not going to get a pressure off the left side against them very frequently. And when the Chargers had problems, it's because their offensive line sucked and they couldn't protect Herbert, and he's back there throwing 100 times a game, and it just wouldn't work. So I don't know if the Chargers win by 9.5 or 10, but I think you got to trust the Chargers that they can play well enough to beat the Titans, who are horrible. And I don't know if it's going to be by 9.5. Obviously, you get these high line, like these home dogs that are giving almost double digits. Typically, somehow that team tends to cover. But the Chargers are going to be my survivor pick this week for sure. And I'm sure I'll put my tail between my legs when the Titans beat the Chargers this weekend, because they find some magical Halloween spirit and they rally at home to get their second win of the year, and then they tell me, no, we're not the worst team in the NFL. But yeah, I don't know, 9.5. I think it's fair. The Titans are really bad. The Chargers are pretty solid. I think it's a fair line.
Yeah, I mean, no question. Titans are a bad team. They've already launched the coach. I wonder if they're putting plans together to try and poach Vrabel, get him back. What a dumb thing. Like, is that the dumbest thing in recent football memory? The ownership decision firing Vrabel like that? That's got to be up there.
And their thing was they wanted an offensive-minded coach, or what was it?
So this is what I heard, is that they were pissed for some reason that LaFleur left that coaching staff and went and is having such success in Green Bay. That yes, they wanted to follow that trend. They wanted some sort of offensive, but I think the other thing was too, is that there was this power struggle between Vrabel and the GM, and I think the other things that I remember hearing at the time, is that they didn't like, and this is probably the bullshit that you put out when you want to justify your decision to the media, but they didn't like his demeanor. Vrabel's demeanor was too aggressive for the ownership to to handle. And then everything else I heard about Vrabel is that he's like the kind of guy that stops you in the hallway and asks you about like your third kid's cousin. It's just like he's just like really invested in people. So
Oh,
it's
really? He seems
yeah.
like a dickhead who wouldn't care about.
No, right. And so you get this right. That's the media thing, I guess. But anyway, so there was that. There was tension with the front office, tension with the GM, and then this idea that they had let some sort of, Sean McVay is the prototype everybody wants still as a coach, and they had LaFleur in the building and they let him walk. None of those are good reasons to fire a head coach who's got a winning team, especially when he did that with fucking Ryan Tannehill. Like he took Ryan Tannehill out of nowhere, and then they become a perennial AFC contender. Like they were the 1 seed. He got to the 1 seed with Ryan fucking Tannehill. He didn't do much with it, but fuck, it's Ryan Tannehill. You don't fire that guy.
Yeah, and now, I mean, is everyone ready for the Patriots to be good for 15 years?
That's right. Again? No, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Because you got your quarterback who's probably 23 or 24, and he looks great. And
your head coach is in his, late 40s, early 50s?
Yeah, it must be nice. Anyway.
Your coach is like 39, and he's good. I'll stake my reputation on that. It's not much of a reputation, but...
Well, now that I'm depressed, let's talk about my team and what they're trying to do this weekend. They play the Lions in Detroit. And I'm not hopeful. So
who are they starting?
Wentz had season-ending shoulder surgery.
His
shoulder was like messed up.
I knew he got
weeks, and he just like gutted it out.
Okay.
They're basically like, "Hey, Carson, go out there and tell our offensive line is healthy, and just like completely tear apart your shoulder." Okay, coach.
So is it McCarthy? Because is he still injured?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was he injured, or was that just like
I don't think he was 100%, but I firmly believe O'Connell is saying I'm not putting he put him out there with a half an offensive line against the Falcons, and he got injured.
Yeah.
He got the game's probably pretty fast for him still because what does he have? 2 starts, right? So like you have a team basically constantly blitzing you, and your offensive line sucks. Like a lot of quarterbacks would struggle with that. So I think he said that's not the way to build confidence. Have JJ build his own confidence is by rushing decisions and not like being able to actually have time to make those decisions. I think you do that too much to a young quarterback, they get kind of shell shocked and they never become what maybe they could have been. So I think they basically said, we're not going to hang him out there to dry. Like, he's not quite ready for that yet. But now that Wentz is hurt, you kind of have to. And I think their offensive line is getting healthier. Like Jackson and Darrisaw have been playing a little bit more. I think O'Neill's probably still out, but they maybe have 3 or 4 of their original starters healthy. So now, I think he absolutely is going to play this week. But yeah, I think that's the big thing. It's like, let's not just throw him out there with no offensive line and get him hurt or get him
scared or shell-shocked.
Yeah, right. So I think that was the big deal. But I'm almost positive he's playing this weekend. So Vikings at the Lions. I said Lions by 8.
Yep. Lions give him 10.5.
All right. It opened at 9.5 and it's 8.5. So I get that one. It's 2-2. Okay, it's 8.5. I said 8. You said 10.5. It's right kind of in that zone.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. It's a division game, but I don't like if the Vikings keep this to 1 score, I am gonna be pretty surprised. It's a tough environment. Did the Lions just have a bye? It feels like they had a bye.
Yeah, they were off last week.
Lions off a bye, playing really well. Who did they beat before that?
The Bucks.
They beat the Bucks.
Good victory.
Off a bye, a little healthier.
Bucks, actually. Yeah.
I mean, from everyone I've heard that's been to Detroit to see a game, it's like extremely loud. You can't hear anything. So like McCarthy going in there against a Lions team that's clearly better than the Vikings at this
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I'm not all about moral victories. I'm more about regular victories. But if the Vikings can keep this to one score, I think that would be impressive to
Yeah.
me. I just don't see it happening. The Lions are
Look really good.
nasty. But there's always hope. I mean,
Any given Sunday, right?
McCarthy did come back from what? How many points down were they to the Bears the first game on the
Oh
road?
fuck! It was like 2 touchdowns, I think, something like that. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't know. Here's the optimistic viewpoint. So maybe McCarthy plays decent. I think you can get the Lions defense sometimes because they put up a lot of points and they sometimes give up a lot of points. So hopefully they can. Maybe it's a shootout and they can at least keep it close. I guess that's my um, perspective on this. And just don't get McCarthy hurt. Get him some good game reps. Keep him healthy for like a month and let's just see what he actually can do. Like
Yeah.
he might end up being a turd, but he might. Who knows if he could come back from 2 scores down in the fourth quarter in his debut in prime time. Maybe there's something there. I don't know.
You can't ignore shit like that. You just can't. Like, I mean, look at fucking Caleb Williams. Has he done anything like that? No. No. Yeah, I mean, they have won some come from behind games this year to kick field goals, and he hasn't made any mistakes. But I mean, I don't think he's done anything as impressive as what McCarthy did in that game.
Yeah,
or what Fields did in with what against the Bengals. We'll get to Williams, but yeah, I think you've got something with that guy.
Like the whole thing with Williams, it's just like the leadership piece of it, right? Like the talent is all there, obviously, but
the arm strength,
it just seems like he's not willing to, like he just doesn't have the leadership bone, and like I don't know that you can teach that. I don't know that you can force someone to be a good leader. You kind of either have it or you don't, and I don't know that he's ever really. I mean, I didn't pay attention to him that much in college, but right, like it seems like when he's interviewed, there's a lot less like that was my fault. I need to be better. This is what I'm gonna do, and it's more like, yeah, I think it was a good read. I just didn't throw a good ball. There's just it just seems like he doesn't take exactly.
Yeah,
and you have to do that. Like
Ben
Johnson's like, I called a bad play. Like I need to be better. Like it's just
how do you grow, right? If you don't acknowledge the things that you need to grow in, it's just his situational awareness, the way he comports himself on the field, and I'm not talking about after the play or on the sideline or on the bench, but he just doesn't look like he knows what's going on. And he doesn't always look like he has command of the situation in a way that he's going to make the right throw or the right read, or when things break down, he's got the wherewithal to do the right thing. And it just doesn't, right? That is what you're seeing in players like Bo Nix and Drake May and Jaden Daniels and look at Darnold and some of these other quarterbacks who are now recycled and having success. They seem to have an understanding of the plays as it evolves and being able to make good decisions. And he doesn't do that. And I'm wondering, does leadership, does he study? Does he put in the time with the film? What is his process? What is his dedication to this outside of the field, outside of just throwing the ball? Just reads like all of that's lacking.
Yeah, and I mean, if he's not putting, I have no idea.
And I don't know, right? You just look at what's on the field, right? You have no idea what's going on, and
But if he's not doing those things, I think Ben Johnson's going to be the first coach in the league, or one of the first that isn't going to put up with that. So yeah. I mean, like, so they're 4-3, right?
They've lost 2. No, they lost 1.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like again, this next maybe month, I think they have I don't know if it's a soft schedule, but it's not like a really bruising schedule. So if they struggle with an easier schedule, there's going to be more questions being asked. If they can win 3 out of the next 4 or whatever, obviously, then,
I mean, it's certainly there with the teams they're playing.
Right. So then, yeah, I mean, then you're a little bit more content. But, I mean, there'll be this next month for every team is going to be.
It's like make or break, right? Like you're finally settling into what you feel like for most of the teams, like playoff positioning feels like. You're going to finally cement which teams are going to be in, and obviously those at the bottom, there'll be some fighting. But
yeah, no team. What? No team has more than 6 wins at this point.
Or
no.
No, the Colts are 7-1, I think, right?
They haven't had their bye. I think that's probably so. Right.
I can tell you right now. Yeah, Colts are 7-1.
Yeah,
and
so
the Packers are 5-1-1.
We were talking about this a little bit, but just real quick, let's pull up the Colts, the rest of their schedule. Now, I know the Colts have been playing really well, and I don't expect them to fall off. Like, they're going to play good teams well, and they're going to win some games against good teams. But, like, so...
I mean, they're playing some good teams, right? So they've got the Chiefs, Texans, Seahawks, and Niners.
So let's just go through. So
outside of the division.
At Steelers, not an easy game this weekend. Next week, at home against the Falcons. I guess the Falcons haven't played that well, but if the Falcons play their best game, like that could be definitely could be a competitive
some teams
game.
They shouldn't have, right?
Yeah. At the Chiefs, at home against the Texans. I really think the Texans are going to turn it on a little bit here. Now, obviously, the Texans' offensive line is pretty bad, and like you still expect the
offense hasn't been
Colts to win that game, but that division, that's a division game, and those games can get a little weird. Like that's not a gimme. Then you're at the Jaguars. Jaguars are a very, very balanced team. That's a road game. At the Seahawks, home to the Niners. That's not an easy game. And then you got the Jaguars at home, and then at the Texans. So you could make a case that they could. Now, again, they're playing well. They have one loss, right? So, yeah, you'd expect them to win half those games and get to 11-6 at least or something like that. But you could make a case that they could easily lose. What do they got? 9 left. They could easily lose 6 or 7 of those. And, like,
do you want to make the case that they're not a good team based on the teams they've beaten? Beat the Dolphins, beat the Titans, lost to the Rams, beat the Raiders, beat the Cardinals, beat the Chargers, whose offensive line was non-existent, and beat the Titans. Those are their victories. None of those teams outside of the Broncos are good.
Yeah.
Even semi-good. And the Broncos game was a fluke because they won it on a weird sort of last-second thing and a block field and all that other stuff.
So it's tough enough to win week to week and be 7-1. So I'm not going to say they're not a good team, but yeah, if you look at that, Dolphins are bad, right? Like most teams should beat the Dolphins.
Yep.
The Broncos win, that was completely fluky. They missed a field goal and they got a leverage penalty on the Broncos. So that absolutely should have been a loss.
Yep.
The Titans are terrible. They lose to the Rams. Now, granted, Mitchell dropped that touchdown as he was going into the end zone, and they may have won that game, or at least it would have been a better chance of them to win that game. So I don't know about that one. Like, they could have beat a very good team on the road. So, I'll give them that. But, Raiders, Cardinals, at the Chargers with no offensive line, and then the Titans again. So, I mean, call me crazy, but I don't think it would be that wild if the Texans peel off 5 of their next 6 and they're in the conversation to contend for the AFC South to win the division. I mean, they play each other twice, right? So you could pick up 2 games on them just by beating them. I mean, it could get interesting. We'll see. And I don't know that the Colts have really had many injuries. I think they've been kind of lucky.
No, they've been that team, haven't they? Where it's just like every week they seem to just get by. Because without that,
you know what's going to happen if 2 of their offensive linemen get hurt. I mean, we've seen what Daniel Jones did in New York when he didn't have an offensive line, right?
Well, is that the best offensive line in football right now? Is it the Colts? Got to be one of them. I mean, Jonathan Taylor with his success.
Let's look it up. Best offensive line in NFL right now.
Boom.
This says Eagles, Broncos, Bills, Bears, Colts.
What? That's from July 7th.
Oh, that is old. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to find a new...
7 days ago. Seahawks. Looks like Seahawks and Eagles. No. Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's a good offensive line. We can't really find it real quick, but how did we get to the Colts? Let's move back to our
Pats Falcons.
Yeah, our games here that we're talking about. We got Falcons at the Patriots. Yeah. So I said Patriots by 6.5.
The Patriots given 7.
Okay, it opened at 5 and it's
Six.
6. All right, so I barely get that one.
Yeah.
Those were some good guesses by both of us. All right. 6. It's a little lower than both of us thought. So the Patriots
surprised.
pull up their schedule recently. The Patriots have covered like for 2 months straight, it seems like. It seems like it feels like it's going to be a trap game, or like maybe they're on the road against a not so good team and like it's going to be a tough game and they just blow teams out. Like,
I mean, they beat the Bills, so that's something, right? Beat the Bills in Buffalo.
So they won by 19-18 at the Saints. They only won by 6.
Yeah.
But they might have still covered that. It might have been one of those low spreads. They beat the Bills on the road. They smashed the Panthers. I mean, the Falcons are so Jekyll and Hyde. The Patriots seem like they're prepared to play every week. Like, I'm gonna take the Patriots. This is one of those, like, you got to take the team that's constantly covering until they prove that they're not going to cover. So I don't know. By that rationale, it's probably a good time to take the Falcons to upset them. But I like the Patriots for 1 star to cover 6 against the Falcons. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if the Falcons don't show up, they're going to get beat by 3 scores. If they do show up, could be a close game. I mean, talent-wise, they've got it. I don't know how the Patriots' run defense is. Bijan Robinson had a bad game, at least fantasy-wise. So you kind of expect him to bounce back. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the Patriots are the better team. They're at home. Like, can they win by a touchdown? Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I think I just don't know what to say about the Falcons. You just don't know what you're going to get from them every week. They're wildly inconsistent. The Patriots are not. So yeah, I like the Patriots here. I'm not going to take them. I don't have a lot of interest in this game. I think they win this in a walk.
And I think Patriots defense at home against, I'm assuming Penix is going to be back. Like, Penix, he throws the ball really hard. He can look really good, but then he just seems to make bad mistakes, whether it's a pick where he didn't see a guy playing zone or whatever, or the end of the first half, he takes too much time and time expires and they don't even get a field goal off. Like, that happened one week. Like, I just don't see the polish there from Penix yet. So yeah, I'm going Patriots to cover 6. Let's move on. Colts at the Steelers. I said Colts by 5.
The Colts give them 4.5.
I think you get it. It opened at 3 and it's sticking right at 3.
You can go ahead and give me the Colts here for 2. I don't.
So you get that one. It's 3-3. You're going Colts for 2.
Yeah. This is just me not liking the Steelers and thinking that eventually Rodgers is just not going to be able to give them what they need to win the game.
Yeah,
that's what I felt like last week.
So I'm actually going to go Steelers on this one. I don't love it, but it's 2 points lower than I thought it was going to be. I think Vegas is still trusting the Steelers a little bit. They're at home. Like I said, they got ahead on the Packers 16-7. They had the ball start second half. They were moving it a little bit. Had a weird penalty not go their way, or a missed call, whatever. I don't know. Like, this line's a little lower. I think this might be the spot where the Colts finally start playing some better teams. The Steelers need one. They've lost 2 in a row. They're at home. It kind of seems like one of these where the Colts maybe get a little humble pie. I don't know. But again, like, I don't know. The Steelers haven't been like overwhelmingly great or anything like that. They're 5-3 in a bad division. So I'm gonna go. So you're going 2, I'll go 2. One of us has to win, right? Oh, actually,
could be a tie. They could tie.
Yeah.
Or they could push, or they could have a legit tie.
All right, so you're going Colts for 2. I'm going Steelers for 2.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean it's a good game. Should be a good one to watch.
Actually, if they tied, then the Steelers would still win. Steelers call it.
Well, no, I'm saying like
right, but in the
tie
betting
on the spread.
Right. But if it's a legit game tie,
right,
given the spread, the bet on the Steelers still wins.
That's what I'm going for. Yeah. So if the Colts cover this, win this game, cover this spread, like it just gives more kind of
yes, that they're
back up to team. That they're legit. And then the schedule's going to get even harder too, so we'll see. But
yeah.
All right, we're almost halfway done. Let's do the Broncos at the Texans. Could be a good one. I went Broncos by 3 on the road.
Got the Texans giving 2.5.
So open Broncos 1 and it's Texans 1.5. So you get that one. You are ahead 4-3. Okay. Go ahead.
No, go.
So the Broncos did open as a favorite, which so I had them at 3. I figured they would be favored. And it's Texans by 1.5. So I said this before, the Texans had the bye, and then they had forced 4 turnovers against the Seahawks, but they just couldn't protect enough offensively, like their offensive line. Seahawks defensive line is really good, and they just kind of got bowled over, and they didn't quite have enough. So now, then they come back, they beat the 49ers convincingly. Now they're at home against the Broncos. The Broncos have won, I think, probably 3 or 4 in a row. This is another spot where, okay, the line jumped to Texans. I think the thought is, the wise guys out there are saying, okay, the Broncos on the road, they're kind of need a little wake-up call. Like, you're not going to win every game. You're playing a good defense on the road. I really think if the Texans defense is available and you need one for fantasy this week, I think this could be a tough one for Bo Nix. Their offense hasn't really clicked that well all year. It has in spurts, but they haven't been that consistent. I think the Texans defense is going to wreak havoc, and the Texans are going to kind of control this game. So I like the Texans. I think they can win this by 2. I'm going to go 3 stars.
Oh, man. So I want to take the Broncos here. I'll take the Broncos for 1 star.
All right.
The Texans should be a good team, right? And I know they had their best win of the season this past week against the Niners. But the Broncos are just rolling right now. Just rolling. I think the Broncos are going to win this game.
All right.
Yeah.
There you have it. So we're opposite on 2 in a row.
Yes.
Someone has to win this one.
Yes.
It's 1.5. I've never seen a team win by 1.5.
No, they don't do half points much in football.
Nah. Okay. Let's see. 7 down, 7 to go, something like that. Let's do the Bears at the Bengals. The Battle of the BE. I went Bengals by 1.
I have the Bengals giving 2.5.
Open at Bears 1.5, and it keeps going up. So it's Bears 2.5. So I get that one. We both thought the Bengals would be favored. The Bears are favored. Okay, so here's the thing. Flacco very legitimately might not play, and I think that's the reason for this.
Yep, because who's their backup? And they traded for Flacco.
Well, it's Browning still.
Is it Browning?
But,
okay. Well, shit, Bears just got beat by the Ravens backup.
True. Yeah, so...
Like, handily.
I don't know about this one. I think the Bengals win this game regardless of who plays. I mean, Browning's been really bad, but I think if you're Browning, you still want another chance to prove something, right? Like, he threw so many picks. He looked horrible. And, like, he's not sitting there like, thank God someone else is starting so I could just get paid and sit here. Like, if you're an NFL quarterback, you got to be competitive and you got to want that next opportunity. So, I don't know. I just think. Go ahead.
No, the Bears. Look, they're not a good team. They're not any different really from last year. There's really nothing on the field from a performance standpoint that says anything different. There's nothing about Caleb Williams and his performance that says anything different. There's no progress. I don't care what any idiot talking head has said so far in terms of coming out of these victories. They're not paying attention. He is what he is. This is who he is as a quarterback, Williams. I know we spent some time on him already, but until we see legitimate progress, this is what we're going to get. And this is what the team is going to be. And whatever success they've had has been generated by the defense and the turnovers. And so if the Bears can get 3+ turnovers in the game, then they'll probably win against the Bengals. And if not, they're going to lose. And I have no idea what's going to happen. But this is not a good football team.
Yeah, so I think, okay, so, I took the Jets against the Bengals last week, and that pick was the only one I hit. But I think the Bengals defense was probably riding a little too high after beating the Steelers. And obviously they gave up 39 points to the Jets, right? Like, that was not a good performance. I think even though they're not a great unit, I think they bounced back now and they're a little hungry again. Sitting at 3-5, if you can win a couple in a row, you get to 500 and you maybe got a chance to make the playoffs. So I think at home, I think their defense is going to play better. So I'm going to take the Bengals, and regardless of whether Flacco or Browning plays, I think I like the Bengals in this game. Not a ton. I don't know how much you can really trust the Bengals, but I just think they're going to play well at home, and I think they can beat the Bears at home. So I'm going to go just 1 star. Wow, that's 4 games in a row I picked, but it is what it is. I'm going to go Bengals for 1.
I mean, this makes sense to me. They're very similar teams, Bengals and Bears. There's not a lot to differentiate them, I don't think, down the field right now. Who's their good quarterback?
Flacco?
No, they're really good quarterback.
Burrow?
Yeah, him. When Burrow comes back, this is a way better team.
Yeah.
The Bengals are a way, way better team, and it's not a question that you would take the Bengals. I mean, the line would be way different. But right now, they're very similar teams, and it's not a very interesting game to me.
Yeah, the Bears have a better defense. The Bengals have a better offense. The quarterback plays maybe a wash, give or take.
The Bears have a better defense, but they've got injuries in the secondary again, and their best secondary players are out, and their absolute best secondary player is out for the season. So
Right. All right, I'm going Bengals for 1. I think they can get it done at home. Yep. And again, this isn't if Lamar plays. I'm saying regardless of Browning or Flacco, I'm going, or whoever else they pull off the scrap heap.
Maybe they'll get Wentz in his broken shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't throw with that one. He can just kind of
right. I'd still pick the Bengals.
All right. 6 left. Panthers at the Packers. So the last one was the BE against the BE. This is the PA against the PA. I said Packers 9er and a hook. 9.5.
I got the Packers giving 7.5.
And this one is way higher. Well, it was. So Bryce Young, I think, might play.
Okay.
So let's just see what the line is, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. 13.5 across the board.
So it opened at 13, and it's up to 13.5. Okay, let's do Bryce Young injury.
Day-to-day.
So day-to-day.
Ankle injury.
All right. So obviously Bryce Young, I guess you could say is 50-50. So the Panthers are 4-4, I think, and they're almost 2 touchdown underdogs at the Packers. Ooh. I guess they have played pretty bad on the road sometimes, where they've gotten blown out probably at least a couple of their road games. The Packers, after what they did the second half against the Steelers on the road, I think some of this is Panthers on the road, and some of this is Packers are starting to look like the team they looked like when they blew out the Lions.
Right. I mean, that was the best win they've had since that game.
So yeah, I mean the Packers are starting to cook, so I don't know. Like, are the Packers scoring fewer than 30 points in this game? Can the Panthers get to 18 points, 20 points? Bryce Young maybe not 100%, maybe not even playing. I guess it makes sense, but gosh, that just seems high. But yeah, I mean, if they can win by 2 touchdowns, they get it. So I don't know what to think about that. Obviously, as a Vikings fan, it would be nice to see the Panthers pull a rabbit out of their hat, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean the Packers are clearly the better team. They're the best team in the NFC right now, 5-1-1. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. They're going to win this game and then look on to next week.
All right, so we won't spend any more time on that. Yep. Is that? Did I miss it? Where is it at? Oh, it's right there. So that's a noon game as well. So trying to find the line where it switches to the 3:00 game. So
Saints Rams.
Saints at the Rams. So I went Rams by 14.
Rams given 10.5, which is wait. I think it's 14.
Yeah, it is 14
on the nose.
I get that one. Last one, let's see. I got that one too. So I'm up 6-4 with 4 left. So this is just classic, really bad team on the road against pretty good team. 14
yep.
Made sense to me. Rams off a bye. Saints
not very good.
Benched Rattler. I'm pretty sure Shoe is starting. They're throwing their shoe at it. I don't know. Tyler Shoe, who's a rookie on the road at the Rams when they've had an extra week to prepare, like this could be bad. This could be 28 points and not 14. There are a lot of ways to cover 14, so who knows? And maybe Rattler only got benched to end the game, and he's going to be back playing. I don't really know the answer to that, but fair line. Do you have anything more to say about this?
No,
game?
There's no
bad game.
No, the Saints are terrible, and the Rams are contending for Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess as someone who likes to watch a lot of NFL games, I hope it's like 7 points in the fourth quarter, and it's actually worth like having on the multi-view. Well, that's what I'll say. Okay, Jaguars at the Raiders. Both teams off a bye. Mm-hmm. I said Jags on the road by 4.
Jags giving 1.5.
Whoa, you like the Raiders all of a sudden, huh?
I do. I think it's more about me not liking the the Jaguars. But
okay, so it's straight 3. Jags on the road by 3. I get that one just barely. So you're gonna have to run the table to get the tie. Excuse me. Okay. Jaguars haven't played that well lately. I forget who they played before the bye, but does most of America still not believe that the Jaguars are more than a field goal better than the Raiders? And the Raiders are bad. Like,
the Raiders are very bad.
Is Geno Smith even playing? Like, is Pickett in there? I don't even know. But this feels like it should be higher. It's only 3. I don't know who else in the world would pick the Raiders here besides me. I love to pick these bad teams, especially when they're home dogs. I think Carroll's a pretty good coach. I think they're going to at least play hard the rest of the year. 3 seems like, I don't know. I like the Raiders. I'm going to go 1 star on the Raiders. Don't trust them a ton, but I think it has to be the right side. You get a home dog on a team where all the, I don't know, fair weather fans, I think, would be taking the Jags to cover this. So I think the Raiders is the right side. So I'm going 1 star.
The Jags got thrashed by the Rams 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. In
35-7.
Somewhere, like Germany or London or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going Raiders. Let's move on to
Bills Chiefs.
Very clearly the game of the week.
Oh, my God. Marquee game.
These teams don't play every year, do
they have played every year since the Mahomes-Allen matchup has become a thing.
Yeah, so it's not guaranteed that they do, but they always finish first so in their division, so they match up on that.
That yeah,
right?
Yeah, and yes, they get their. I don't know how that like the strength of schedule games works or the whatever, but they have played each other in the regular season. I think the last 4 or 5 seasons, whatever it's been. Certainly since that season where the Bills lost that playoff game in 13 seconds, right? They have absolutely played each other in the regular season.
Right. Okay, so Chiefs at the Bills. I said Chiefs by 2.
I want Bills given 2.5.
Pretty sure the Chiefs are favored.
They are.
I opened at 1, and it's up to
2.
I guess we'll call it 2 is probably the most consistent line. So, whoa, I got it right on. Okay, Chiefs by 2. This is. I mean, obviously the Bills looked great. They beat the Panthers on the road like 40-3 or something.
Yeah.
So obviously they figured some things out in the bye week. Like their defense played well. I mean, Andy Dalton, I don't know, like maybe he's completely lost it now and he's not 40-9 it ended up. Okay, so the Bills looked good, but they had looked not very good a couple weeks before that. The Chiefs looked like the best team in football right now. I mean, you could say the Lions too, but the Chiefs beat the Lions a couple weeks ago, so I think this makes sense. You expect the Chiefs are the better team a little bit.
Yeah.
You expect them to win even if it's a road game. You expect Mahomes, and like they've got all their guys healthy. They're playing really well, but you don't go crazy. It's the Bills at home. Like,
yeah,
Josh Allen should be able to keep the game close. Can he win the game? I don't know. Here's the way I look at this. The Chiefs are a more complete team. I think the offenses on both teams are maybe a wash. I think the Chiefs' defense is a little bit better. They've played a little bit better. And then it's just, is it Mahomes or Allen? I don't know. I think I just trust the Chiefs a little bit more here. This is 3 o'clock, 3:25, 3:25 game on Sunday.
They've played each other 5 times in the regular season, and the Bills are 4-1, and the Chiefs have not beaten them in the regular season since 2020, according to the internet.
Put that on the bulletin board.
Boom! I'm gonna take the Bills.
You're going Bills?
I'm gonna go Bills for 1 star. I'm not sure that they can beat them this year, but I'm gonna go with history. I'm
going Chiefs, but how crazy am I getting? I'll go 2 stars Chiefs. With it being 2, I mean, you could see some weirdness where the Chiefs win but don't cover. So I don't want to get crazy, but I don't know. Like the way the Chiefs have been playing, the only thing maybe like I don't know how you question any motivation for either team here, but Bills at home. The Chiefs have been playing really well. I think a lot of people are starting to talk about the Chiefs and maybe forget about the Bills a little bit because the Bills haven't played as well lately. Mm-hmm. They had a couple not very good games. Then they had a bye. Now they beat the Panthers. Okay, it's the Panthers. Maybe
their defense looks suspect,
Maybe they're a little amped up to say, all right, like a lot of people were saying we were the best team in the AFC a month ago. Let's get back to that. So maybe there's a little bit there, but I don't know. Like, I think I just trust the Chiefs a little bit more in this one.
I mean, they're the Chiefs.
Okay, so I'm going Chefs and you're going Bills. So we got 3 opposites.
Woohoo! Exciting. Tune in next week for the results.
Okay. Another good game if Daniels plays. Seahawks at Commanders. I went Seahawks by 2.
Yeah, I'm in the assumption that Daniels was going to play, so I went Commanders giving 3, and I lost this one too because it's Hawks giving 3.
So, yeah, Seahawks by 3.
A good week for me.
I get that one. Okay, so I think Daniels is truly questionable.
Yes.
I just want to look this up because this is obviously important for this game. Jaden Daniels injury. He's expected to practice today. I don't know. This one is a weird one for me. Like, I feel like he's going to play, but it's a hamstring injury, right? Like, a lot of his game is being able to kind of move in the pocket, scramble, and especially against the Seahawks front. I don't know. I really want to pick the Commanders here if Daniels is 100%. I think I'm going to stay away from it just because you don't know. So Seahawks just had a bye, I think, right? But here's the thing: Seahawks traveling across the country. Commanders have lost, I think, 2 in a row. They need if they lose this game, I don't know what their record is, but you start
They're out of the playoffs right now.
Yeah, this is, I don't want to say a must win, but it's close to a must win for the Commanders. You're at home, you're playing a good team. If you have your quarterback back and he's close to 100%, I just think they need this one.
They've lost 3 in a row, the Commanders.
Yeah,
going back to that Bears game.
But I don't know. The Seahawks are very good on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a tough matchup. Seahawks, although it's cross country travel, they just had a week off. I
don't think the Commanders are going to make the playoffs this year. They've got to play the Seahawks, the Lions, the Broncos, plus the Eagles twice right at the end of the season. So maybe the Eagles give up on that last game, but that's those are 5 games. I'm not sure this team can win. And they're 3-5.
At Giants, at Vikings, Cowboys can be frisky.
Yeah. I mean, could they finish 5-12 or 7-11 or 7-10, something like that? It feels like,
just kind of a lost
season
from injuries and just the weirdness.
Yeah,
I agree. So I want to take the Commanders. I'm just not going to. Stay away from that one. You got a pick on that one?
No, stay away. Again, I don't like the Commanders here. Even if Daniels was healthy, they've been a little weird. And I think there's always that's in the zeitgeist right now too. Has Daniels ever been healthy? That nagging injury last year, and I don't know. Stay away.
I mean, they've played between McLaurin and Debo and Noah Brown, who are supposed to be their top 3. I mean, Noah Brown's missed more games than he's played. McLaurin's missed more games than he's played. Debo's been out, I think, at least 1 game, if not 2 games, right? Your quarterback's been out a few games. I don't know how you're supposed to compete with all that. But if they were healthy, sure. But I don't know.
They don't, it's interesting you say that, in today's, it's not Tom Brady's NFL, right? Where you're winning with these dink and dunk, you know what I mean? You don't have that amazing wide receiver, right? But quarterbacks today, you need that. At least in today's offense, you need that dynamic wide receiver to propel your quarterback game. I mean, look what's happened with the Chiefs since Rashid Rice has been back. That offense has blossomed, and Washington doesn't have that.
Right. Well, McLaurin, I truly believe, is that guy, but he hasn't been healthy.
Right.
He made 2
ridiculous
catches in that game, but then he didn't finish the game because his hamstring or whatever it was popped back up. So he might not even play in this game. So this is definitely a stay away for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do Cardinals at the Cowboys. I want Cowboys 5.5.
The Cowboys give them 7.5. That team can score. Maybe not last week.
And this is one of them weird ones where I think it's only 3.
That's really strange.
Why am I going the wrong way?
2.5.
Yeah, so it was 3 and it's down to 2.5. So they're saying the Cardinals are a better team than the Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys here for 3.
All right. It is Cowboys minus 2.5.
At minus 2.5 at home. Gosh, can they win by a field goal? The team, how many times have they scored 40 points this year? At least 3. And I know not all in winning efforts, but come on.
So you know me on these when it doesn't make sense. Why is this less than 3? So Murray's supposed to play, but still, Cardinals have been so inconsistent and just how many wins do they have? 2? 3? I think the Cowboys defense is really bad, right? So the Cowboys, if you talk about the best units on these 2 teams, the Cowboys offense probably is the top, and then you'd probably go Cardinals defense, then Cardinals offense, then Cowboys defense. So I think maybe the Cardinals can be more consistent across the board if they can stop the Cowboys a little bit. Did the Cardinals just have a
They lost
Cardinals?
to the Packers.
Yeah, they were ahead of the Packers for like half the game, and then the game before that they played someone
They
tough
lost the
too.
Colts. They lost. They were competitive. They only lost by 4 points. Here's the thing. To your point about the Cardinals defense, only one team has scored more than 30 points against them, and that was the Colts. Um, they've been holding teams around 20 to 23 points, and the Cowboys, even in losses, are scoring more than that, right? So they've hit 43 times. They've gone over 30. Another time they've scored more than 35. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is a weird. It's a field goal. Yes, the Cowboys can win by more than a field goal. I just don't.
Yeah, this is one of those. It doesn't make any sense. The Cowboys should absolutely win by a
At
field
home.
goal at home. So like,
That feels like the right line.
I don't know. I think if you had the stats on people picking this game, I have to believe 90% of people are saying the Cowboys can win by a field goal. So,
I am me.
but I don't know. Like, can you trust the Cardinals on the road either to like keep it close? So I'm gonna go Cardinals 1 star just because it doesn't make any sense. Um, so that means we have 4 opposite this week, none the same, so we don't have to deal with that.
Thankfully.
Bad juju.
So worked out well for us last week.
We got lots of picks. So you have
Ew.
the Colts, Broncos, Bills, and Cowboys. I have the Giants, Patriots, Steelers, Texans, Bengals, Raiders, Chiefs, and Cardinals. That's 8. That's a lot.
It is.
So obviously looking for like a 5-3 week. You're looking for a 3-1 to get back on track. Monday night, Cardinals, Cowboys, I guess. I don't know. The line's 2.5. Maybe it'll be competitive. Who knows? So Sunday night is Seahawks, Commanders. So from a Sunday to a Monday, that's kind of 2 of the worst. Like that overall slate from Sunday night to Monday night is kind of maybe the worst one in a while.
It's not great. Like if right, but if the Commanders were healthy, that would be a great game, right? Like that would be a great game. Seahawks Commanders would be really interesting. Cowboys Cardinals is just not, unfortunately, and that's because of the Cowboys defense and the Cardinalsness.
The Cardinals miss. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the game of the week is Chiefs Bills.
Yes.
If Daniels is healthy, McLaurin plays. You could see the Washington being frisky at home.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders are bad, but can they keep it close at home against the Jags? The
Colts Steelers.
Yeah, same situation there. Well, the Steelers aren't bad, but like home dog, Colts.
Division leader needing a win.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. The Colts on the road. Everyone's hunting the Colts now because they're the best team, best record.
Yep.
Broncos Texans could be very interesting.
Yeah.
Bears Bengals, it's a very tight spread there. It could be interesting. That's about it. The rest of the games are kind of Giants could be frisky at home against the Niners. So there's some good games. I think it's going to be a better week of games overall than it was last week. There was just a lot of blowouts and not interesting games in my opinion.
Not so good national games, but it's still football, guys.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know what else to say. My Vikings are supposed to lose by more than a touchdown. Your Bears are supposed to win on the road.
Go Vikings! Go Bears!